The U.S. central bank is poised to raise interest rates in March this year as it unwinds the support it has provided the world's largest economy since the start of the pandemic. The U.S. Federal Reserve is under pressure to rein in inflation as prices in the U.S. rise in the fastest rate in almost 40 years. Here now are the details of this and more stories making headlines across the globe.
Even though the Federal Reserve has not raised interest rates, it said such a move would soon be appropriate. At a press conference following a meeting of Fed officials, Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell did not say how fast or how high U.S. interest rates would rise. He also suggested that officials are willing to move faster than they did the last time the Fed was raising rates, noting that the economy is much stronger than it was in 2015, as is inflation. Higher borrowing costs help combat price rises by reducing demand for items such as cars and homes, which are key drivers of U.S. inflation, which has persisted far longer than Fed officials initially expected. Meanwhile, China Evergrande Group shares slumped on Thursday after the developer's thinly detailed roadmap for restructuring left investors dissatisfied, and its indebted peers also fell on concerns that higher interest rates would raise financing costs. Evergrande's executive told creditors it hoped to work with them to achieve a risk management solution, and it would treat all categories of creditors fairly and follow international practice. The company has urged creditors not to take any aggressive legal actions. Evergrande has liabilities of $300 billion, including nearly $20 billion of international bonds, all deemed to be in default after a run of missed payments late last year. Other property companies suffered losses as well. Finally, South Korean battery maker LG Solution has jumped in its stock market debut after becoming the country's biggest ever share offering. The shares briefly doubled from the initial public offering price before ending the day 65.8% higher. The company raised $10.6 billion in the IPO earlier this month. Thursday's strong performance made LG Solution the second most valuable firm in Seoul's benchmark Kospi Index after Samsung Electronics. LG Energy Solution accounts for more than 20% of the global electric vehicle battery market and supplies car-making giants including Tesla, General Motors and Volkswagen. It also makes batteries for drones and ships.